I am at Brother Six. This is the Culture Cast. You're just tuned in, just locked in the days. Guest is DJ Ratchet, longtime friend. When I say he definitely started from the bottom and created his own lane, that's what I mean. This deserves recognition, all the recognition because he's been doing this for a minute and he don't just do one thing. So I'm real excited for this one. I'm really ready for all the knowledge this guy's about to kick. It's good, my guy.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm alive. I can't complain.
Man, I appreciate your time to start out. Um,
Absolutely. I'm digging that shirt too, man. Look good.
and thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
From the beginning, you always wowed me because it came out of nowhere. We would always be at the little parties, Danny Faust's house.
Yep.
You know, we was doing our thing, whatever. But it was like when you came on, you was DJing. I was like, man, this
Right.
nigga's doing something. And when you did that, it wasn't too many
Yep.
people. I don't know a whole bunch of DJs, so for me that was big. I felt like
Right.
that was a good lane, and not too many people are doing things like of that nature. So
Absolutely.
especially back then.
I was about
So
to say, everyday everybody wanted to be a rapper. That's when being a rapper was
right,
cool.
right,
Everybody
right.
wanted to rap.
So that was definitely a good move on your behalf. So I want to know, who is DJ Ratchet?
Oh man, DJ Ratchet as a DJ, party shaker, party mover, crowd hyper, get the job done. It's never going to be a bad party with DJ Ratchet DJing the party. You can always guarantee to have a good time. So if you had a long day at work, you're going through something in life, if you find out I'm DJing, you should probably come.
Nigga say I'm the party shaker. I
Yeah,
like that.
party
But
shaker, party rocker.
my nigga, what motivated your vision? Like, what motivated you to start like doing this from the beginning?
Yo, so not too many people know, but my dad is a DJ. So
Okay.
I was born and raised in Boston, then I moved to Maryland. So my dad is a DJ in Boston. He was on a radio station out there. I forgot the name of the radio station. Was it Wild WIOD, something like that? I forgot. But yeah, so my dad's a DJ, and then my godfather's also a DJ. So just being around it all the time, it's crazy that I actually fell into DJing from my dad because growing up I didn't think that I was going to be a DJ. I knew how to DJ because he would show me, and I liked music and stuff. But it wasn't until high school that I actually took it serious, because
Right.
starting to remember career research development.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when I was taking that class and they was letting us go to work, we leave school early and go to work. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, man, I was working at J.C. Penney at the Columbia Mall at the time. And I was like, oh man, I don't like this. And now I'm like, damn, I'm really starting to get old now. Now I got to get some money for myself. And it's like, geez,
Mm-hmm.
bro, what can I do that I know that I would like and that can actually pay me decent? I was like,
Mm-hmm.
hey dad, can you send me my turntables? You still got those? He was like, yeah. He's like, they're on the way. So he sent me my turntables, and then I was just in the basement practicing. And I'm glad I picked up one at a high school to actually like start seasoning myself and start like working on music, figuring out what's what, how to even hook up the turntables to a mixer with speakers and stuff. Because that was my biggest scare right there. Like, how am I gonna hook this up at a party and is it gonna work? So
Right.
having that early start, actually working on my craft in the basement was definitely like the main start. Like I didn't even have a table for my turntables to be on. I sat them on a pool table. I had a pool table in the basement, and I sat them
Right.
on the pool table. I wasn't shooting pool, and I just had the joints stacked up right there. And I was on a desktop computer at the time too, so I was just really just. And then back then, UStream was a big thing. You remember UStream?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so UStream was a big thing back then. So actually, I've been doing live streams since what 2010. Yeah, since
Okay, so
2010.
I'm about to ask you, how long have you been at the DJing?
Well, man, I've been DJing for over 13 years. So I started
Wow.
DJing like actually like learning the records and actual like the craft of it when I was probably like 5 or 6. And then
Okay.
as time went on, the program started to change, and with the program starting to change, I had to relearn those. And then one thing just led to the next, and I was just like, yo, it's up.
So when was it a this is what I'm going to be doing, like a serious moment, like from getting serious? When did you hit your dad up about the turntable?
It was 2000 it was 2010. It was 2010.
Okay,
I actually
okay,
yeah, because I had ended up getting I'm not sure if you remember, but I ended up getting kicked out of high school for like a big fight. So I ended up going to what's that, Homewood or something like that. So I was doing night school. So all day I'd just be in the house doing nothing. And I was like, man, I'm
right,
bored in the house. I was playing Xbox all the time, and I was like, this is boring. So like I said, I just wanted something that I would like actually like get money from and actually just take the legal route of it. And once I like got my equipment, like everything just came back to me like second nature. So
right,
that's
right, right.
that's when it really hit me. I was like, yo, I could really do this. And it was more, it's still a hobby to me, but then it's like, oh well, if I can get paid for it, then cool. I mean, I'll still DJ stuff for free just because I love to DJ, but I
Right.
definitely want to
Because
get paid before I do it for free.
most definitely, because that's like the most important part about it. Like, when you start off your entrepreneur, your ideas. It's like for some reason we don't always believe in ourselves that whatever we're doing, we can actually get paid from it. So I
Right.
was wondering, did you always look at it like, okay, from 2010, I'm trying to get paid from this? Like that was your mission from the start. Like,
Yeah.
do you feel like that's what made you successful and broke you apart?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That is actually, now that you said it, it's like, damn, I did start DJing and taking it a lot more serious because I knew the money that can come out of it. And I
Right.
was like, man, I don't want to be like the big known or like the famous guys. Like, hey, that's also like that was never like the whole plan. It was just like, hey, I actually need to go ahead and get my shoes from the Columbia Mall. Phone positives was expensive, so
Right.
it's like, shit, I gotta get some phones somehow. So that's really what actually led me to taking DJing that much more serious than the next person because I would literally sit there and make sure that I had my set perfected, my craft perfected. So when I actually did go out and start DJing in front of people, I wouldn't get stage fright. I wouldn't get nervous. It's like, okay, you know,
You was already with it. You was
right,
already
exactly. And then also starting out, like I did used to put like curate like a crate almost or like a playlist, just so I
Mhm.
know what I'm going to play at the party, like the song, first song, and and I didn't like it because I would run out of songs. Like I was like, have a 4 hour party, and I would probably only have like 100 songs. Nope,
Mhm.
nope. It only worked for
It
like the
didn't
first
work. It
30 or
didn't
40
work.
minutes. Yeah, the first 30 or 40 minutes, especially if people are really feeling it. It's like, damn, I
Right.
gotta keep them going. That's
Right.
one thing I will say. I never ran out of music. Thank God I never ran out of music.
Right. Because I
But
know, that would probably be, that's how you probably created DJ Ratchet. Is
right,
because you put yourself in that predicament and it's like, damn, well, I gotta keep the shit going. I gotta keep this going. I can't,
right,
be running out of songs. Because
exactly,
I just know I had a boss that's a DJ, and I just know that just the equipment in itself, just the setup is a thing. You feel me? Like
right.
that
Yep.
equipment is heavy. Um, it's a lot. You gotta have help. I mean, if you don't have help, it's a process.
Hell
So
yeah, you got to get there
it's
like an
not.
hour and
It's
a half
not.
early.
It's definitely not all fun and games until
Right,
you really get everything set up and turntables is working and every speaker
exactly.
is connected and shit like that. So
And don't forget no chords or nothing, because that's the party. One chord can mess up the whole party.
right,
And that
right.
happened to
So
me so many times. It still happens to me to this day. Like I'll really forget my laptop charger in the house. It's like, yo, I forgot my laptop charger. So now my computer's on 30%.
mm,
Or it's even gotten to the point where my computer was like in the red, so it's like 9%
mm,
left on my computer. I'm sitting there, it's like, yo, what the fuck am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So it's like
mm,
little different tricks of the trade that I had to figure out. So I had to put like music on a thumb drive real quick, or download a pre-recorded mix on a thumb drive and plug it
mm,
into the electric turntable so that like it doesn't really, you wouldn't know that I'm not DJing, but it sounds like I'm DJing because I'm still standing there.
mm,
And I had to
right.
call up one of my friends of mine, going like, hey bro, you got a MacBook charger? You got a charger? You got a charger? It's like, nope, no. There's one person, yeah, I got a charger, but I'm 45 minutes away. And I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
Right, yeah. So that happens to me still to this day. Not as often, but it still happens. It
Right.
still happens.
What is the feeling that you get controlling the crowd to that level?
Thank you. Yo, that feeling is just like unexplainable. It's almost like, what's the best way I can explain the feeling? It's like just walking into a place and just like literally owning the room. Just
Mm-hmm.
like for me to walk into a place like a venue. So usually my sets are from like 12 to 2 or 12 to 3 in the morning. It's usually no longer than like a 4 hour set, but it's usually not like that opening set. So, but by the time I come in there, everybody's in there drinking, having a good time. It's like, all right, cool. Well, let me just feel the vibe for like a good 10 minutes and just see where everybody's head is at, or like listen to what the DJ's playing and see how they react. So it's just like, all right, cool. So based off the vibe, I just go off that and just literally put everybody onto the same page that I want them to be on, and that's just Cloud9. I want everybody to go in that joint, turned up, having a good time. As long as the bars making money, they drink and they having a good time, and I'm having a good time. So it was definitely hard to do it at first because it's literally like one song can mess up everybody's
The whole
vibe.
shit, the whole thing.
You play that one song, you can play that one song and be the greatest DJ. They'd be like, oh,
Mm.
I haven't never heard anybody play this before. I didn't think nobody knew. Or you could be like, I played a song in the middle of the fire. It's like, what? Oh, it's time to go home. It's time to go. If that wasn't the cue, then this is the cue. Just go home. You know.
Most definitely. I want to know. I want to know for personal, like how did you maneuver in the beginning to get to where you are now? Like how did you link and put yourself out there? How did you get to the point to where you was actually you had gigs lined up and you had clubs
Yeah.
that they know that DJ Ratchet's gonna be here every Friday.
Right.
Like
Exactly. So with everything, you always need a team. It's never a one man band. You can't do anything by yourself unless you're doing it solely by yourself for yourself. But so when I was doing the U streams back in 2010, I came across a guy named DJ Schemes. So he was
mm,
going to school at West Virginia University, and
mm,
he would watch my live streams and I would watch his, and then we just kept in contact with each other. And I told him, I was like, he asked me where I lived. I was like, yeah, I live in Maryland. He was like, okay, I'm in West Virginia. It's not too far. And I was like, West Virginia, mind you. I'm like, in what, the 10th grade, like West Virginia, like what the fuck is West Virginia?
right.
So no, I think I was like in 11th grade. Yeah, 11th grade. I was like, where the fuck is West Virginia at? So he told me. So then he was like, yo, I'm actually about to move to DC. And he was like, we got to link up. So I was like, all right, cool. So he never knew at the time. At the time when I met Schemes, I was 16. So he
Mm,
never knew that how young I was.
how
So
young you were.
yeah, exactly. So he had called me one day and was like, yo, what are you doing tonight? I was like, oh, I'm in the house chilling, just playing the game, chilling. He was like, you want to come with me to Love Nightclub tonight? I was like, hell yeah. I was like, all right, cool. He's like, all right, cool. He's like, send me your address and I'll come get you like around 9. I said, all right, cool. So I go upstairs to the kitchen. I'm like, Mom, I'm about to go to the nightclub tonight, bro. She was like, the nightclub? What you going to the nightclub for? I was like, I'm gonna go hang out with my man DJ Skeeves. I bet him online. He's a DJ and he's DJing at Love and he invited me out. She's like, all
Wow.
right, cool. So
That had to be huge. That had
right,
to be huge.
exactly. So I had no idea like what was really going on. This is my first time going to a nightclub too, being
Right.
16 years old. So, so Schemes came to pick me up, and he came in the house, met my mom and everybody. So then we headed out. So we get in the car, and we head in there. We listened to his mixtape in the car that he had just recorded. Get my input on it, and we was talking, and he was like, "Yo, how old are you?" I guess I baby said something. He was like, "Yo, how old are you?" I was like, "I'm 16." He hit the brake so fast. He's like, "What? Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "No, you not." Let me see your ID. So I showed my ID. My ID's going like the long way. It's not even like
Right,
side
right.
age yet. So he's like, yo, what the fuck? He's like, bro, why didn't you tell me you were 6'8"? I was like, I didn't know that I had to tell you how old I was. Like, it doesn't matter. He was like, that's just place is 21 and over. I was like, so he's like, if you don't get in, you're sitting in the car. I'm like, you know that now. You sit in the car. I was like, I ain't sitting in the car. I'm coming in with you. He was like, all right. So he's like, wow, you're really 16. Like, what do you been, like, how long you been DJing? You know, asking me all the good questions and stuff. So we get to Love Nightclub, and he's like, yo, it's like, yo, put my DJ bag on and just walk straight in. Don't say nothing to nobody. Don't look at
Right,
nobody. Just walk
right,
straight in. I was like,
right.
all right, cool. And at the time, it was security guards there already, but they didn't. We came in through the back door, so they didn't like really press us out. So I walk in there. I'm sitting there looking around. I was like, it smells weird in here. Like, what the fuck is that smell? All
Right,
nightclubs have that weird smell. So I'm
right.
like, yo, this just smells weird in here. So yeah, so we in the booth. He's like, yeah, I got you in, young boy, got you in.
Right, right.
He's like, yo, you want
Like
to
you
DJ? I
made
was like, right, exactly. He's like, you want to get on the DJ? I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. So we set everything up. He showed me how to hook up the Serato box and set everything up in the club, and then he just let me DJ for like the first hour and a half, until people started coming in. And then he's like, all right, I got it from here, I got it from here. So I'm sitting there like, all right, cool. So now I'm watching him talk on the microphone, I'm watching him in the crowd, like how they're interacting, and more people are flooding in, flooding in. I'm sitting here just like, yo, it's a nightclub. Like, it's just
Right.
crazy.
It's real.
So that's how I met DJ Schemes, and ever since I met Schemes has actually like showed like he's really like my trailblazer because he showed me the way and the path of which way to take and how to get gigs and how to stay consistent with gigs, and then following with DJ Schemes and always going with him to his gigs. My name started to get known a little bit more, and then opening up to him. I came across DJ Money. Schemes ended up doing a party out in West Virginia, and then we had got DJ Money to come with us from 939, so he was booked out there. So we all
Mhm.
just rode in the car together. And mind you, I never met DJ Money before at all. So when we went to go get him, I was like, yo, I'm excited as shit. I'm excited as shit. I can't wait to meet this guy. I can't wait to meet this guy because
Right.
he's a dope ass DJ. So I was like, yo, I really can't wait to meet him. So now I'm in the car with these guys for like two hours plus in the car, listening to music, just talking shit. I'm just sitting there in the back seat, just like, and I'm sitting in the middle of the seat. I'm not sitting in just like
Right.
just the one by the window. I'm sitting right there in the middle seat, but all just sitting there, just like, yeah, tell me more, tell me more. So, so we get there, and then yeah, so we ended up going to I guess the promoters booked them a hotel for them to stay in, and then they had like a car service come get them. I'm sitting here just like, this is all new to me, and mind you, at this point, I'm probably still like 16. They're 16 going on 17 maybe. So all this stuff is new. I'm sitting here just like, yo, what the fuck? So and yeah, so me and DJ Money and I had hit it off. So Schemes had went to the club early to go open up, and I stayed at the hotel with DJ Money. We was sitting there talking, and I was like, yo, if you need any opening DJs or if you need anybody to come and open for you at any clubs, like, yo, I'm definitely trying to open up for you and work with you. He was like, okay, cool. He was like, and then he says, what are you doing Fridays? I said, I mean, I go to school, and then that's about. He's like, wait, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, what college you go to? I was like, oh no, I'm in high school, bro. He was like, you're in high school? Like, what? He's like, yo, what the fuck? So he was like, all right, cool. He's like, yeah, I definitely got something for you. I definitely got something for you. And that's how I ended up DJing at Fur nightclub on Fridays. So
Wow.
I was DJing Fur Fridays with DJ Money. And that was like the club to go to. If you can't get inside of Ibiza, then you go to Fur. And if you can't get
Right.
inside of Fur, then you go to Ibiza because they're literally right across the street from each other. So that's how I ended up getting my network in. And after working with DJ Money on that every Friday gig, and I found out and to realize that these promoters that actually do these nights, they have several nights lined up. So,
Mhm.
so the fact that I went in there and did great every time, it was like, all right, cool. Well, he's gonna be here every week. And then we got another party for him on Saturday, which was Cafe Asia. So I was
Mhm.
like, all right, cool. So now I got Friday and Saturday. I wasn't really making any money. I was getting $60 for 2 hours, so it's like $30 an hour. So it
Mhm.
was gonna be $60. And I was like, okay, cool. Mind you, I'm in high school. I'm like, all right, shit. And then you want me to come DJ again tomorrow? It's like, yeah. So then they would give me like $80 for Saturday. I was like, all right, cool. So as time went on, I started requesting more, getting paid more, and then now I'm just at my full asking price. So that's really how like I was able to like get in the DC nightlife was from shadowing another DJ and just staying close to those DJs.
That's wild.
Yeah. So
Like
Schemes
I'm
is really my
listening to that.
trailblazer.
You
Yeah.
really, yeah. Both of them, DJ Money and Schemes. I mean,
Hmm.
they really gave you an opportunity, and not only did they give you the opportunity, but you really arose to the occasion. To the
Right.
occasion,
Exactly.
you it's not about the money in the beginning. It's
Right. It's
really
really
about
just
you
that
showing
lane.
your talents and showing what you have to offer.
Right, making a name for yourself, and that's exactly what I
You
did. And then I
Yeah, you
had a
definitely
meet
did
DJ.
that. You definitely did that because
Yeah. Then once I got
being
up
that
with
age,
hmm?
being that age,
Yeah,
uh,
being 16 DJing in nightclubs, and then once I got into Ibiza, I was like, yo, this is like a mega club. So
mm,
DJ Analyze, I had met Analyze, and he was like, yo, it was like if you want to come open up for me on Saturday nights, or was it Saturday nights I believe, and he was like, yeah, like I would definitely love to have you. I was like, cool. It was like then at that point I was getting like 150 I think just the DJ.
mm.
So I went from getting $60 to going across the street to getting 150. I'm like, oh wow, this is
Right,
it.
you feel like
This
you
is
want to
it. This is
get back.
right, exactly. I was like, yo, DJ, this is it. So I can come from across the street, DJ here, then go across the street, and then DJ over there. So that
Right.
was just amazing in itself. And then once so because I was DJing at Fur on Fridays all the time, they had Gucci Man come there. They had Gucci Man, French Montana, Two Chains, and somebody, oh Miguel. They came there, and it was all different nights. So they had like special celebrity guests come, and then they asked me to DJ for Gucci. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, I never. wait, I don't know anything about this. Like I know how to DJ, I know how to like move a party, but like DJing for an artist, like somebody on the microphone talking over the music, I'm just like,
Right.
yo, this is especially at that caliber. I was like, oh man, this is crazy. So line is down the block. I'm sitting there just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? So then they had to walk me through like the backstage. Then I had to sit down with Gucci and his manager, like, all right, what songs do you want to hear, this and that? Because mind you, I'm across the street DJing at Ibiza, and I'm sitting here looking at my Gucci Man songs. I'm sitting there like, damn, I only got like 7 songs in there of Gucci Man.
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, he's gonna do way more than 7 songs. So now I'm on Google, like, all right, best of Gucci Man. So I'm sitting there trying to like download everything, downloading them from YouTube and everything. So literally every song that I downloaded that he asked for, I had it. I was like, all right, cool,
Mm.
perfect. Because he didn't come with a thumb drive either. Like he's not. He's like, I say, here's a thumb drive, and this is what I'm gonna play in this order. So
Wow.
yeah, so that right there was like an eye opener in itself doing that,
Right.
and after that, that's really
Everything. That's
right.
that's everything. Like that's
After that, it
everything.
just went.
Like that's
It just
everything you worked. You know that everything your vision. You know you had planned for yourself.
right.
I'm sure in there it was. You know I know that I'm about to become a DJ, so it's natural that I'm going to run into artists, and it's
Hmm.
natural that I could possibly run into the craziest of the craziest artists. So
Right.
having any encounter with Gucci Man
Hmm.
is
Insane.
that encounter.
Yeah.
You that's what and everybody would want. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Especially at
salute
that
to that.
age, and I'm in high
He
school.
would
I'm
be able
like,
to.
right. Exactly. It's like, damn, I'm going to DJ for Gucci after sixth period. So it's like this is crazy. And then I DJ for French Montana, Two Chains, Miguel, and this is just at first. And then like the list has started to go on. And then I actually started DJing for Shy Glizzy at one point. Then I started
Mhm.
DJing for Light Show. Um, who else? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Marky. Um, damn, I should have wrote it down. I definitely should have wrote it down. But yeah, it's been
That's
a
that's enough right there in itself.
yeah,
Those are definitely all household names we all know.
right,
People
yeah,
that shit. I want to meet. I want to meet anybody successful. I mean, I'm not. You know, that's why I started this podcast.
right,
Um,
definitely. And
that's
I like the
part.
podcast. It's a good
I
platform.
appreciate it. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
It's for the to give that recognition that people are. I just saw it the other day. Like this girl made like a little funny post, and it was like, "You a ghost follower." You know, people love following you, and they don't even follow you. They don't
Hmm.
show no love, but they love you. But they
Right,
just
exactly.
can't actually say that out loud or put it on paper. You feel me?
Right.
So
Yeah, those
that
ghost
has to
followers.
change. And if I can do anything to change that and make it cool to where you know you feel comfortable showing love, you feel comfortable
Right.
acknowledging your friends and the people that you grew up with that are successful. Like
Absolutely.
I want to know everything that all of my people that are doing anything are doing any trick that could possibly help the rest of us.
Exactly. You
If
align yourself
possible,
with the right people, then everything will start to fall in place.
if you know anything, that's how we got where we are. Um,
Right.
that's how
Exactly.
you got what you are. If it wasn't for scheme and money, you wouldn't have seen that vision. You wouldn't have
Absolutely.
seen that, damn, I could really get paid for this. No, I can really do this. Like I'm really a fur at this age, and I can really do this. You
Right.
feel me?
Exactly.
Everybody has to get that opportunity. So, how has your life changed since then? Like,
Oh man, it became a lifestyle, like
mm,
just being at the nightclub every single weekend or like what 6 times out the week, getting paid all the time and start to like it's almost like I was living like a rapper's lifestyle, for lack of
hmm
better words. But I didn't like really want to fall like too accustomed to it or like really depend on it. So I just did my own thing and just made sure that at the end of the day, I was taking care of my family needed anything. I would make sure my family was taken care of, and just not really take any of this for granted because I mean, if it's here today, it could be gone tomorrow. You know.
right, right, most definitely.
Hmm.
Um, Most definitely. Like that's the realest shit. It could definitely be gone. And if you're not humble, that shit will
Yeah.
be gone. It really
Yep.
will be.
Nobody wants to deal with that asshole.
Nobody. Um, so from there, what other ventures and things did you get into the process of the DJ and like what else do you do other than that?
Outside of DJing, I actually I'm a licensed barber. So
Okay.
I have my barber's license. I started cutting hair right after, no, it wasn't right after high school. Also, I started cutting hair probably like senior year of high school. And the reason why I started cutting hair is because I was going to the House of Barbers over there in Columbia by Howard. So
Mm-hmm.
I would go in there and I'd get a haircut. One day it'd be $20, and next time I go it'd be 25. And I'm sitting there, so I asked the barber, I said, "Yo, last time I came in and gave you $20, why is it 25 now?" He's like, "Cause you got facial hair." He was like, "So I gotta charge you extra to cut your facial hair." And I was like, "What?" So I was like, "All right, cool." So I don't want to keep paying you $25 for a haircut every week. So I went and got some clippers and then started like cutting my facial hair. And then one
Mm-hmm.
thing led to the next, and me cutting my actual hair, trying to line up my hairline and stuff. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So once I started watching YouTube, I'm a student
Mm-hmm.
of YouTube, so YouTube actually started showing me like how to adjust the clippers, how to cut your own hair, how to use the mirrors, how to hold the mirrors, and things like
Right.
that. And then I have a younger brother as well, so I took the clippers to his head. I used to jack him up. My little brother Brendan, I used to, man, I used to make Brendan look like he was 30. He was in college at the time. He was going to school responsible. He was in
I said he
elementary
was my
school.
practice dummy.
Yeah, he was. That was my guinea pig, man. My clippers used to be so sharp. I touch his head, he just start bleeding. I'm just like, no.
Wow.
Then he want to move. And like, yo, sit still. No, I hate this. 'Cause my mom was like, no, boy, sit still. Let him cut your hair. Nope, jacking his haircut up. When I tell you up, oh man, I wish I had pictures of that joint. So it's just actually doing that. My little brother actually, I taught my little brother how to cut hair. So now he's a barber. He's in Catawba College in North Carolina, so he cuts a lot of guys on campus's hair. So that's his way of making a living out there in North Carolina. Um, Outside of DJing and barbering, I'm actually studying to be a real estate agent, and then I also have like a regular 9 to 5 job. Just consistent income, especially with the coronavirus and DJing falling
Mm-hmm.
short because there's no parties, and then you got to go to Virginia to do the parties. It's like nah, this ain't it. And then on top of that, they want to cut your budget. It's like nah, nope.
Right.
I'm used to what I like. I like what I like, so I gotta go ahead and actually step up to the plate and I guess be an adult.
Right. So the
Yeah,
transition has still been successful for you, and
very.
and for the
Yeah,
most part, though. You were saying um, earlier when we talked, you were saying you was on set for the thing.
yeah.
Um,
For the movie that it's called Love Cycles.
okay.
It's directed by Devin J. Ricks, and yeah. So I actually have a couple scenes in there. So I dabbed into the acting world a little bit. I definitely
Okay.
like it. I definitely like it. I ain't no Will Smith yet. I can't say I'm Will
Right.
Smith just yet. I ain't the Gemini man
But
yet.
you was a part of it. I mean, that's
Right,
the. I'm telling you, it's that may not even be it. You may not even have to act. It could be just the directing. It could be
right,
something else. It's more so of just putting yourself out there into the
right.
world.
And that's what I
Like once you
realized
put
with the
yourself out there, um,
That's what I realized with the acting world. Like you could be a director, you could be an extra, you could do the makeup, you could do the haircuts, you could do the lighting, you could hold the microphones. There's so much different realms of the cinema world outside of just being in front of the camera acting.
right.
And we actually did the movie screening. We did the movie screening earlier today. The movie came out great. It's definitely dope. I believe he said that it will be out for I think he's gonna have it on Amazon and another platform. So it'll be for sale, I believe, the next 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely look out for that joint coming soon.
From DJing to acting to cutting hair, you definitely been staying on your job.
Definitely, man.
I definitely had to let you know, we was paying attention, man. Like
And I appreciate that.
that's what it's all about. Because this coronavirus in itself, like if you was playing around before, well, you can't play around
Yeah,
now.
more
It's
time for
certain
playing.
things that you just can't do now.
Hmm.
We've all had to adjust. I don't care how much money you got. It's more so about your mental
Right,
health. When you turn on the TV, when you go out everywhere and people tripping about a mask and people like are so gone and making this thing such more bigger than it is. Well,
right,
yeah,
right.
that's all you're thinking about. So if you're
Yeah,
only thinking about the coronavirus, at some point that shit's gonna become stressful in your mind. That's gonna
yeah. It's just gonna put
become.
you in a corner,
It
just
don't
like
matter
in a
who
pocket,
you
you
are.
know.
It don't matter who you are. I don't care who you are. It's almost like drugs. It
Right,
doesn't matter who you are. Them drugs is gonna take a hold on you. They're gonna get
absolutely.
you. If
Yeah,
you do them, they gonna get you. That's
Yeah,
just was it. So you
exactly.
just don't do them. You
Yeah,
better stick to the marijuana and have your way with that, and you'll
I'm gonna
be
stick to the
good.
music. Music is my
Right
drug, so I'm just gonna stick to
there,
it.
you go. Whatever your drug is,
Right.
but
Yeah.
make sure it's a good one. Make sure it's something that putting you causing more harm than pleasure.
Right. Yeah.
That's how I like to look at it. But yeah, man, I know that experience was everything for you. I know it had to. It seems like it's humble. It's been a humbling experience.
Definitely.
And I would I would just say keep going, man. Keep striving for what you know you can do. Because I
Yeah.
would
I
like to
appreciate
ask you
that.
as well, like, what did you in the back of your mind? Did you really know, like, when you started doing the DJing from your father? Because you said your father taught you and you was doing it since a young age. So
Yeah.
did you kind of like, did you kind of like have like a already like picture in your head like of what it was going to be for you when you started DJing? Because
Kind of, sort of.
okay, because
Yeah,
you
kind of,
had to. I
sort of.
feel like you had to because that's how it seems like it happened for you. You
Hmm.
know, like, not every 16-year-old is going to actually go into the club love. Like that was a big club back then. That
Right.
wasn't a
Exactly.
little club. Like everybody was. I never even been to love and everybody's. I know what love is. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
So I definitely had like that visual of myself, like where I saw myself to be as a DJ. Now, once I
right,
got into it, it's just like, all right, so I already did this. So what am I gonna do next? What can I do
right,
next? And I was like, all right, cool. Let me start traveling and DJing. Let me see if I can do that. Start traveling and DJing. It's like, all right, cool. Well, let me see if I can get out the country and start DJing. It's like, only DJed out the country like maybe twice. Yeah,
right.
maybe twice. But it was just like I was already out the country, and then it's like I brought my stuff with me. And then even like when I go to different cities and stuff like that, it's like I'll just bring my DJ stuff with me because I never know who I'm
You
gonna
never
meet.
know. Right.
Right.
I mean, for me, when I ran into you out there in Virginia, it was a New Year's party, and you was
Hmm.
the DJ out there,
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
saw you there. I was like, oh, he has to be doing something because I didn't know until you just said it now that you said that Virginia is where all the parties be.
Hmm.
But for me, I don't be going out Virginia like that.
Yeah,
So
nobody
me
knows
seeing
DJ to
you out
party.
there, it was like, what the fuck? I was like, God damn, this nigga killing. I was like, he's
Right.
everywhere.
Right,
Right?
exactly. You can't escape them, and that's the thing
Right.
with branding yourself. Like you really got to brand yourself and keep putting it. Like I won't say necessarily in people's face, but show them your brand and what you have to offer. And it's like, well, you could like it or not like it, but you're probably gonna try it. You know. So once you try
Most
it, you're gonna
definitely.
like it.
Right. It's all about putting yourself out there. And
Right,
as
exactly.
many times as possible.
Hmm.
So, what can we expect next from you? Like, you said the movies. Um, do you still cut? Do you still cut?
Yeah, I do still cut
Okay.
hair, so I got a
Okay,
couple of
bet.
friends' hairs that I cut. So
That's
yeah, so
good.
what I got coming next is definitely the movie, and then once the world opens back up, then I'll be back to a full schedule. Everything that I do is on my website. My website is djratchet.com.
Okay.
And so I will be doing another live stream coming up on Wednesday at
Mm,
8. So it's on my website. I only stream strictly to my website. I don't do it to
okay.
Twitch. I don't do it to Instagram. Strictly on my website because what I realized was a lot of these other website hosts like Twitch or Instagram, they flag your music, they take your music down, they take your videos down for playing copyrighted music. So I'm a DJ.
Right.
I'm not playing this music to get
Right. Right.
to take away from anybody. I'm actually, if anything, I'm really promoting it for free.
Right.
So so I do actually have a video on my website now, djratchet.com. You click on the live, so you do djratchet.com/live, and you can see
Mhm.
the live video. And it's cool. It's not just like you see how like we're just like right here. It's just like we're just sitting there talking. It's not like
Right.
that. So I have like different engagement things. So it's like videos that I play while I'm DJing, like different like little borders around it. It's all
Right.
different types of cool stuff. And then there's a little chat room on there as well. So you just chat in there. There's a Cash App button, a PayPal button. Yeah, so it's really what is it? In what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Like it's really like connecting. I can really connect with you on my website, and
Right.
then I
Right.
also have clothes on there as well. So I have
Okay.
clothes.
Okay.
I actually have one on here right now. But if you go, I have the so like it's like a big R on the back of it, and
Hmm.
it's a special design type of R, and that's basically my clothing brand logo. So it's
Okay.
yeah. Then my other Instagram for my clothing line is called Let's Get Ratchet, and that's there's no underscores, no periods. It's just Let's Get Ratchet, and you can look at the clothes on there: masks, blankets, hoodies. What else I got on there? Towels, socks, anything that you might need is on there.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
what it is. So
definitely,
you
definitely.
got everything somebody would need, especially for the party.
Right,
You
exactly. Yep.
especially if
Get,
you want to
get
turn
get your Let's Get Ratchet mask and come to the party for free.
up. Man, it's definitely been a pleasure, man. I appreciate your time, man.
Definitely,
Um,
Six. I appreciate you having me, man. This is
and
dope.
most definitely, I just keep it up, man. Keep believing in yourself. Keep setting the example. Um, I'm excited to see this movie and see how everything's panning out. And
Absolutely,
I
man.
wish you nothing but the best, my man. And
You as well,
just stay
Six.
blessed, man.
Definitely, man. If you need anything from me, just a phone call away. Holler at me, man. I
My
appreciate you
man.
for having me on your podcast. I enjoyed it.
Most definitely, I appreciate you, man. You stay blessed,
Absolutely.
man. All right.
All right.